prayers that we have sung are meant to invoke the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead and those great souls in our disciplic succession who have propagated His causeless mercy from the beginning of time. Srila Prabhupada put great emphasis on the system of Parampara because this is the original process established by Krishna himself to receive transcendental knowledge. The very glorious feature of our Brahma, Madhva, Gaudiya Sampradaya is that it is a line of pure, unmotivated bhakti. This disciplic succession is based on the teachings of Srimad Bhagavatam, which is the ripened fruit of all the Vedic literatures. It is the cream of the Vedas, the essence of all transcendental knowledge, because it deals specifically and exclusively with pure devotional service. Devotional service which is unmixed by any aspiration to fulfill our material desires, which includes the desires for the gratification of our mind and senses, the attainment of mystic cities, or even liberation from the cycle of birth and death. Srimad Bhagavatam kicks out Artha Kama Dhamma Moksha and exclusively propagates the constitutional nature of the soul. Jivara Swarupoi Krishnara Nitya Das. Service to Krishna. The culmination of Srimad Bhagavatam is the Vrindavan Leela of Sri Krishna. The Gopas and Gopis of Braja demonstrated the ultimate spirit of surrender. Today is the Gita Jayanti, the day when Lord Krishna originally spoke Bhagavad Gita under that banyan tree at Jyotisar in Kurukshetra. Krishna culminates his teachings of Gita with that great sloka, Sarva Dharman Parityajya, Mam Ekam Sharanam Braja, Aham Tvam Sarva Papebhyo Moksha Ishame Masajaha. That we should abandon all varieties of religion and just surrender to Krishna. He shall protect you from all sinful reactions. You have nothing to fear. The residents of Vrindavan demonstrated this spirit of surrender in its supreme form. They knew nothing but Krishna. They loved him so unconditionally that they were not concerned even whether or not he was God. They surrendered their body, their mind, their words, their lives to Krishna. And Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has taught us that the ultimate perfection of renunciation was established by the gopis of Vrindavan. They were willing even to violate all social etiquette, to put themselves in a situation of poverty and homelessness to please Krishna. The gopis of Braja were willing even to go to hell forever, if by doing so they could relieve Krishna's headache for even a second. That is their surrender. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu especially adopted this mood of devotional service. Thus he prayed, Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam vajagatisha kamaye mama janmani janmanishwari bhavatad bhaktirahoite kitvai. People approach God throughout the world to satisfy so many of their temporary needs in this mortal world. But Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he taught us the standard of our Parampara in this verse. When we pray to Krishna, when we chant the names of Krishna, when we offer service to Krishna, there are 9 processes of devotional service. In whatever way we are engaging in the service of the Lord, this is our aspiration. We do not want money, because we know money is just a force in which Maya binds us to the attachments of this world of death. A devotee will use money for Krishna, but he's not attached to the money. He's attached to the service. Whether Krishna gives it or takes it away, the devotee is satisfied. Lord Chaitanya said, I do not want wealth. I do not want the association of beautiful women. Nor do I want followers, disciples, or any type of recognition in this world. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur declared that the prestige of this world is compared to the dung of a boar. It's abominable. I do not even want liberation. Those yogis and jnanis who perform lifetimes of tapasya in meditation and studying of the scriptures, they aspire for liberation or the siddhis. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I don't want any of that. I simply want to engage in your unconditional service birth after birth after birth. This was the mood of the gopis of Vrindavan. And the supreme of all the gopis, Shri Radharani, the Hladini Shakti of Krishna, personally spoke this verse through the mouth of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Lord Chaitanya is Krishna, who has come to experience the transcendental bliss of the love of Sri Radha and to distribute that love to the world unconditionally, without discrimination of who is fit and who is unfit. He's making it available to all, through those who live by the principles of the Shikshastakam, Trinad api Sunichena, Tadorapi Sahishnana, Amani namanadena kirtanya sadahari. This is our goal, not for a position, but for the state of mind by which we are feeling ourselves more humble than a blade of grass, more tolerant than a tree, ready to offer all respect to others and expecting none in return. Because in this state of mind, we could attract the heart of Sri Sri Radha Krishna when we chant their holy names. Hare in our Guru Parampara, we find a line of great spiritual masters who have propagated this spirit of unalloyed devotion as taught by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Yuga Avatar. Our disciplic succession is not simply based on Diksha. Because we can take Diksha, but if the spiritual master is not teaching that spirit of our mind, of pure, unmotivated love for Krishna, the absolute truth, then the disciplic succession is broken. Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur has personally given us the list that we follow in our disciplic succession. And he especially chose those great personalities in our parampara who most illustriously demonstrated this principle. Advaita-Acharya had 6 sons. They were all initiated. 3 of them followed the path of pure bhakti, and 3 of them did not. So our acharyas tell us that we disregard those who do not, and we worship and follow the principles of those who have. So we must all very carefully understand what is parampara, what are we receiving, and what is the spirit in which we should receive it. This is a line of pure devotional service, a line by which our aspiration in life is to surrender to Krishna wholesale. And we are following those who lived by this principle and taught this principle. And if we accept their mercy wholeheartedly, then the mercy of Radha and Krishna will bring us back home, back to Godhead, without doubt. His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada surrendered to the essence of this great Guru Parampara. It was Nityananda Prabhu's prophecy that pure devotional service, which is available through the chanting of the holy names, will be promoted in every town and village throughout the lands. Bhakti Vinod Thakur also envisioned this. It was Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's personal instruction that his followers should become gurus and teach his message, the message of pure Harikatha, to the world. Srila Prabhupada, when he met Srila Bhakti-Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur on that historical day in Calcutta, at the original Gaudiya Math, at Ultadanga Junction Road, he received this order from Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati. First instruction, and it was also the last instruction he ever received from his Guru. Take this message of Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and bring it to the world in the English language. Srila Prabhupada, when he departed from Calcutta on the Jaladuta, he was alone. His son, Vrindavan Chandra, was one of the 4 people that came to the docks to see his father off. If you read Prabhupada's diary, it has a list of just 4 people that came to see him off. One was Vrindavan, his son. I asked that youngest son of Srila Prabhupada, what were you thinking when your father, embarking on his 70th year of life, going on a cargo ship across the oceans to a strange land to spread Krishna consciousness? He told me how Prabhupada was with his cane walking up that ramp with such confidence and simultaneously such humility. He told me, I was proud of my father. Prabhupada had unlimited confidence. He was actually declaring war against the entire material energy worldwide, because he was Trinadapi Sunichena, Tarorapi Seheshnana, Amani Namanadena Kirtaniya Sadahari. Because he was truly, genuinely humble in heart and surrendered to the will of Krishna. He understood that he's Krishna's representative. It is Krishna's mission. He was not considering the pluses or minuses of himself. He wrote that beautiful poem upon the Jaladuta, that I do not know the English language so properly. How will they understand what I speak? My dear Lord Krishna, only if you allow my words to penetrate their hearts will they understand. I am just your puppet. As your puppet, make me dance as you like, Krishna, make me dance. Srila Prabhupada would often tell us his only qualification was that he is simply repeating the words of his spiritual master without adding or subtracting anything. It is quite fashionable to be original. One of the realizations so many sincere disciples of Srila Prabhupada have had is if you listen to the tapes of his lectures in 1966 and you listen to the tapes in 1977, he's saying the same thing. He didn't try to fashionably change his presentation. He simply spoke the truth, exactly as his spiritual master wanted him to speak the truth. He was offering us the highest realizations. Srila Prabhupada told us that the purpose of our Sampradaya is to follow in the mood of the gopis of Vrindavan. But he was giving us the perfect, safest, most genuine process by which we could actually realize the innermost feelings of the love of the gopis within our own hearts. By developing a genuine service attitude. And the greatest service is to preach this message to others. Prabhupada put such great emphasis on preaching. Whether you speak nicely, or whether you can distribute his books, or whether you could cook prasad, or whether you can give some donation, or whether you worship the deity, making garlands, whatever our service is in this movement, it is all to promote the preaching of the glories of the holy name. Srila Prabhupada was very deeply concerned that those who followed him were maintaining the standards that he had given. Very strictly following the four regulative principles. Seriously endeavoring to be attentive in chanting at least 16 rounds of the Hare Krishna Mahamantra every day. Coming together on a regular basis with other Vaishnavas to perform Sankirtan. To very, very deeply make efforts to read and understand his books and to speak the words that he has given us to others. Srila Prabhupada was sending devotees hardly 1-2 years to other countries, not only to open centers, but to establish Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's mission in nations where his name has never been heard before. And the devotees were somewhat surprised with such an instruction. But Prabhupada told them how to do it and be successful. Just maintain these standards of chanting 16 rounds every day, having kirtan, following the regulative principles, and repeat what you have heard from me. That is perfect. Purity is the force. As soon as our ego becomes mixed in with our presentation, there is an adulteration. Our aspiration is simply to be Srila Prabhupada's messenger. And because of Srila Prabhupada's great faith in the unlimited mercy of his spiritual master, our Parampara, and Sri Sri Radha Govinda, such historical service he has offered to our Guru Parampara. It is by his sacrificial devotion that we are all sitting here together today. Srila Prabhupada established himself as the Founder-Āchārya of the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Sometimes he would say ISKCON is his body. If the body is sick, we shouldn't leave it. We should faithfully make it healthy again. Prabhupada taught us one of his last lessons, that if you want to show your love for me, you will do so by cooperating together to make this movement strong. How we cooperate and how we follow his teachings is how we will show our love for Srila Prabhupada. Krishna established Srila Prabhupada as Founder-Āchārya, which means he is the prominent spiritual master of all of his followers for all generations to come. Essentially, our bhakti grows as our faith develops. So it is very important that we develop very deep faith in Srila Prabhupada and in his representatives. There are the Shiksha Gurus who are teaching us Srila Prabhupada and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's message through their words and their lives. And there is the Diksha Guru, who has not only given us the teachings of Lord Sri Krishna, but is also giving us that formal connection through Diksha to our Parampara. Srila Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, when he offers his Mangala Charanam, he offers his worshipable obeisances to all of his gurus, to the Shiksha Gurus, to the Diksha Guru, to all the previous Acharyas. They are all working together in harmony to serve the mission of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And if we understand this spirit carefully, and we learn how to properly honor and respect all senior Vaishnavas, and we learn to experience within our lives the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, then we will be able to cross over all impediments. The path of bhakti is very difficult in this age of Kali, because there are so many alternatives, endless distractions, and there will be one impediment after another that come before us. However, if we simply remain faithful to Sri Guru and Gauranga, maintain very strict sadhana, and create a wonderful unified environment amongst other Vaishnavas, where Hari Katha, Hari Kirtan, Hari Prasad, Hari Seva is what brings us together and what keeps us together. Then the mercy of the Supreme Lord, through his agents, will carry us across this vast ocean of birth and death. Today, I am sitting here speaking to all of you as the menial servant of the servant of the servant of Srila Prabhupada. In my heart, I see that all of you are so honestly and sincerely trying to serve his mission. Therefore, I feel it the greatest blessing in my life to have the opportunity to try to serve all of you. I am not a significant devotee at all. However, Srila Prabhupada has given me the order to preach his message, and as insignificant as I am, he's allowing me to continue. And what a great miracle he is performing. That his message is attracting so many hundreds and hundreds of people. All of you to dedicate and surrender your lives in devotional service. Whatever offerings you may present, they are for Srila Prabhupada. And it is my service to you to humbly accept them on his behalf. To accept them on his behalf means simply to give all glory to Srila Prabhupada. Please take this Krishna consciousness very seriously. It has taken millions of births to come to the platform where we have the mercy of Guru and Gauranga. It's the most important thing in your life. Make it your number one priority. Organize your life on every level in such a way to facilitate purifying your heart through devotional service. Thank you very much. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Hare